Why? By Linsay and Tony Ross. There was one thing Lily did that drove her dad mad. Actually, it wasn't a thing she did. It was a thing she said. Why? She said it all the time. She said it first thing in the morning. It's time you're dressed. Why? She said it at breakfast time. Your egg just needs another minute. Why? She said it when they went shopping. Mustn't forget to buy some more beanbags. Why? She said it when her dad read her a story. Once upon a time, there was a friendly crocodile. Why? And of course, she said it at bedtime. Time for bed, Lily. Why? Usually, Lily's dad did his best to explain. Don't sit down there, Lily. Why? Because you'll get your trousers wet. Why? Because the grass is soaking wet. Why? Because it rained all last night. Why? Because there were lots of big black clouds full of tiny drops of water. Why? Because, well, there just were, Lily. There just were. But sometimes when he was a bit tired or too busy, he'd just get cross. I wish you wouldn't always say why, Lily. Why? Because it drives me mad. Why? It just does, Lily. It just does. Then one Friday, something rather unusual happened. Lily was playing in the sandpit in the park. Just a few minutes more, Lily. Why? Because it's nearly lunchtime. Why? Suddenly, Lily's dad stopped and looked upwards. So did Lily, and so did everybody else in the park. Because, good heavens! Lily was too astonished to say anything. After all, she'd never seen a gigantic Targan spaceship before. Good grief! The Targan spaceship came lower, and then it landed in the park right next to the sandpit. Everybody stood and stared. The doors of the spaceship slid open, and out squelched several Targans. They didn't look very friendly. The most important Targan oozed forward. Tremble, Earthlings. We have come to destroy your planet. Everyone started to tremble. Everyone except Lily, that is. Why? Why? Because that is our mission, of course. Why? Because destroying puny planets brings glory to the mighty Targan Empire. Why? Because, well, because our great leader, the Imperial Targ, says so. Why? Because he just does. Small female Earthling, he just does. The Chief Targan turned to his friends. He looked thoughtful. Lily and her dad and all the other people watched as they talked together in Targish for quite a long time. Then the Chief Targan slithered forward again and spoke to Lily. Your questions show disrespect to our great leader. However, we realize destroying planets hasn't done us much good. It just makes everybody hate us. We're going home to Targ to think it over. Lily was just about to say something, but her dad put his hand over her mouth. What? Bye. Have a nice day. Sorry to have troubled you. Just in time. That night at bedtime, when he'd finished reading her a story, Lily's dad gave her an extra big hug, and then he promised he'd never get cross with her again, no matter how often she asked him why. I was very proud of you in the park today. Why? I just was, Lily. I just was. The end.